Hello, and welcome to your June MSNG Jun course update. June marks the midpoint of your MSNG Jun journey. This month is a chance to pause, reflect on what you have learned so far, and get up to speed before the second half of the year. In this short episode, we will revisit Insights Color Energies, look at practical peer exercises, and finish with the Boardroom Breakout Challenge. Insights, Color Energies. First, a big thank you to Lynn Lambert, Marie Bedding, and MAB for delivering the two most recent workshops and bringing fresh perspective to color energies. Now is a good time to revisit your Insights profile. Ask yourself how accurately it represents you, what your leading colors say about your style, and how you adapt at work compared with home. Think about how your color strengths affect the way you communicate, collaborate, and respond to challenge. Where could you dial your color energies up or down when working with different people? For example, how might you adapt your approach with a red and blue colleague, a green and yellow colleague, a blue and green colleague, or a yellow and red colleague? Also, look at the color segment opposite yours on the wheel. What could you adjust to create more synergy with someone who works very differently from you? The aim is not to change who you are. It is to build awareness, strengthen relationships, and become more intentional in how you show up. Peer group leadership exercises. If you have not yet completed the leadership exercises from May, now is the time to choose one or two to run with your peers. The exercises are designed for groups of 3. They are low prep, practical, and energizing, and most take 15 to 20 minutes. Each exercise builds a different leadership muscle, from self-awareness and coaching to strategy, influence, growth mindset, and experimentation. The Leadership Moment Swap helps you reflect on proud and challenging leadership moments. Share the scenarios. Invite your peers to identify strengths and possible limiting beliefs, then create a short growth reframe for next time. The Rotating Mentor Hot Seat builds coaching skills. One person brings a real development challenge, one asks open questions, and one listens. Rotate roles so everyone practices curiosity before advice. The Values in Action Challenge asks each person to choose 3 leadership values, then respond to a scenario using those values as a guide. It helps clarify how you want to lead. The Strategy Sprint gives your trio a mini business challenge and 10 minutes to create a simple plan. Then, critique it by asking what a world-class leader would do differently and what risks you missed. The Role Swap Influence Lab helps you practice influencing without authority. One person influences, one plays the stakeholder, and one observes. Rotate roles and focus feedback on rapport, clarity, and emotional intelligence. Future Self, Fast Forward, invites you to write from your future leader self, then use peer feedback to identify one hidden strength, one barrier, and one bold 30-day action. The Leadership Experiment Design Lab asks your trio to pick a leadership challenge and design a small, low-risk experiment with a hypothesis, one behavior change, an expected outcome, and a measure of success. Final challenge. To finish June's course content, complete the Boardroom Breakout online exercise. Your challenge is to escape the boardroom by completing the leadership puzzles and final questions. Once you have earned your participation badge, drop it into the chat. That brings us to the end of the June MSNG Jun update. This month is about reflection, practice, and keeping momentum. Revisit your Insights profile. Choose 1 or 2 peer exercises and complete the Boardroom Breakout Challenge before the second half of the program. Take what feels useful, test it in real conversations, and notice what changes when you lead with more awareness, curiosity, and intention.